what are the perfect room dimensions for reproduced sound? Now, this question is a great one, and it's one that not everyone gets a chance to take advantage of a great deal of knowledge that's out there, because most of us are putting a stereo system in an existing room. But if you're given the chance to build a room, or if you have a choice between rooms, I can give you some advice on basically what to look for. All right, our question comes from Stefan in Munich, Germany, where I spent a good deal of my misbegotten youth. Causing trouble. And you'll read about that in my book, 99% True. That I know, I've been promising, but honestly, it's down to the final edit, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's going to be great, and I hope you have a chance to look forward to it. 99% True. It's my life story, and I mean, yeah, I hold back nothing. All the acid taken, loony bin that I got put into, all the failed attempts at my business, at my childhood of throwing eggs. I mean, anyway, I was quite a hellion when I was growing up. So the book's a lot. It's all about me, but a lot of it's about how PS Audio got started, how I met Terry, how we went on. It's one person's life in 200-something pages, and I did my best to write it as best I could. And it's coming soon, so I'll let you know. All right. Hey, greetings from Munich, Germany. I love your videos. Thank you very much, Stefan, and the way you communicate with your customers. Now, my question, what is the perfect size of a music room? I'm in the lucky position of building a new house from the ground up. Yeah, good job. I want to realize my dream of a perfect listening room. What do you think would be the perfect size for the room, the proportions, and what's the size of your new music room? Well, we'll talk about my new music room, but I stuck to these proportions, which is basically using the golden ratio, which is something that has been known for centuries. So the golden ratio, and I can't just spout it off, but you can look it up. It's basically, is it 0.6? I think it's 0.618. So where, let's back up a little bit. Here's what you don't want. You don't want a square room. Worst thing you can do is have a square room. Second worst thing you can do is have all parallel surfaces. So, a completely parallel box whose ceiling height is the same as its width and its depth. You couldn't pick a worse room. And the reason is because standing waves that come out of our speaker, and they'll bunch together to create these kind of big, loud resonances at specific frequencies, which are multiples of the room's dimension, and of course the frequency that you're exciting in there. And also, as you create these standing waves, you create the opposite, big vacuums, if you will, so that as you walk around the room, bass frequencies in particular are awful. They're like, woo, big, howling almost, and then other areas, they're gone, right? So you don't want that. So that's the worst thing you can do. So we need a rectangle, and that's where we're going to start. Now, choosing the rectangle is, if you can, there's some fairly simple formulas out there, and they're based on what I was originally talking about, which is the golden ratio. Now, the golden ratio was invented, I think, maybe by the Greeks. You see it all throughout. Da Vinci, in his paintings, he used the golden ratio, like in the painting of Christ's Last Supper. The table has the golden ratio dimensions. Architects have used it because they're very pleasing dimensions to the eye. And if I remember right, it's 0.618 of any one dimension. So if you had a 10-foot wall, then the next one would be a 6.18 wall, if I remember, or is it the opposite? Anyway, look it up. Don't trust my aging memory on that. But even more important, Lee, just for you, Stefan, and for anybody else interested, go to our website, www.psaudio.com. psaudio.com. Just type in PS Audio and Google will bring it up, right? When you go to the website, there's a tab up on the top that says Resources. Go to Resources, and there you will find a room calculator, a dimension calculator. And it's really cool. You just simply go to this page, you enter in any dimension that you want. So let's say in Stefan's case, he wants a room that's 22 feet long. He's just picked that out because, well, I mean, we all have limitations, right? We can only have, I mean, big rooms are good. So let's choose 22 feet. All Stefan has to do is type in 22 feet, and then all the other dimensions, and we'll give you 3 examples, are calculated for you. Now, if you have a 22-foot long room, it needs to be this wide with a ceiling this tall. And if that doesn't work for you, then you can try this kind and that kind. But it's all in proportions that are designed to minimize standing waves and to eliminate these areas where sound doesn't propagate so well. So the other thing I would say to you is that if you can avoid parallel walls, that's best. So in our sound room, and trust me, the architect was going, huh? I have a 6-inch angle on the long wall. So I think my room is like 25 foot long, and I don't remember but you can look it up. And one wall I cocked just 6 inches on one side. So when you're looking at it, you don't really see it, but sound sees it because I don't have really any parallel walls. The other thing I did, and I would highly recommend this, I've always been a big fan of it, make 45-degree corners, because a corner is where sound can bunch up in the corners, and you don't want that. So I make 45-degree corners. And then the last piece of advice I will give you is to use crown molding. And you can pick any kind you want. But you know where the wall meets the ceiling up there? There's a corner, right? There's that strict corner. Well, if you put a piece of crown molding, it forms like a 45-degree angle, and it looks cool, but it gets rid of slap echo. When I walk into a room without crown molding, unless it has a bunch of furniture to damp everything, I notice right away, if I, and you go, brr, brr, you can hear it, especially in an empty room. Put crown molding in, it gets rid of those sharp corners, and that goes away, or it's at least ameliorated. So 45-degree corners, crown molding, go to psaudio.com, look up our room dimension calculator. It's free, no pop-ups, no spam. We don't like all that stuff. We just want to treat you like your family. All right, hope that helps. Good luck with your room, and send us pictures. We'll post them on our forums. Talk to you later. Bye.